Warning! This podcast contains spoilers. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the As Seen on TV podcast for Supernatural. Season 12, Episode 15, Somewhere Between Heaven and Hell. I'm your host, Mike, and joining me, for some reason, really smiling, is Dom.
You don't remember last
and
week
Nicole,
when the three of you ganged up
Kim.
on me and told me this could not be Lucifers Hellhound?
I didn't say shit. Remember? I did
did.
not pick a side. Don't give me that crap. I said nothing. Nothing.
Mhm.
Don't you put me this shit. Don't put me this shit.
You chose to pick a side, and you
I
chose
did not-
Nikki's side?
No, I didn't. No, I
Yep.
didn't. No, I didn't.
Mhm.
Anyway, Hellhounds. Eat people. Campers.
Yeah, for no reason. There was no reason for the Hellhound to go after them. But she did anyways.
Mhm.
She.
Grumpy. Hey, grumpy.
Just like I said.
What?
That he was Lucifer's Hellhound.
Yeah, and it was also rogue because it was let out. Which is
He was
both
controlling it.
He wasn't
No,
controlling
he
shit.
wasn't.
He
He was.
not.
The demon,
Yes, he was.
oh, the little demons, Thomas and whatever the fuck his name was, they said, we let her out to cause mayhem, just to be a distraction. He wasn't controlling shit. He was still locked up in, his shackles and stuff.
No, he was not controlling anything.
Yep.
Like those two demons outright said, we just let her loose to cause, mayhem, to go on a rampage.
It was to distract Crowley, to get him to leave the side of Lucifer.
So they could
The
find out what he's hiding.
Yes. It had nothing to do with
Apparently, Dom is under the configuration. This was all under Lucifer's plan.
It was. This was all Lucifer's plan.
Really doesn't seem like it was. Anyway, to the beginning. Random campers dragged off by a hellhound. And I'm thinking, oh great, they're both dead, until her name was Gwen. I remember this. I remember a side character's name for once. Amazing. Chops it with an axe, and it runs off.
I want to say that I think she's got a little bit more to her than just this episode.
I had questions at this
Oh,
point.
you mean
I think she can actually see the Hellhounds. Not because she made a deal, but just because she has a supernatural element in her bloodline or something.
I'm
Maybe
just
she's a
thinking...
witch.
I'm thinking the thing was standing over her, breathing, and she just swung an axe at the invisible monster trying to eat her.
She also hit it at the end when it was attacking Cyan.
She could see. They made a big deal of being able to see his breath. The animals, the Hellhound's breath.
I guess. I want another
What does
female
not
character that's, not their mother helping them out,
Or
What does
Rowena.
not make sense to me is the logistic of cutting the Hellhound and then it running off, and we don't see a wound. Like, is the Hellhound's blood invisible? Because if it's invisible, how did we see it on her? So we should see the blood pouring out of the invisible creature.
And then my other question is, how much injury did that axe actually do? Just hurt it and it was like, ah, shit, I'm out of here, and then it had to have healed
initially.
quick.
Yes.
It probably is healed. Like they really healed.
Yeah,
stuff.
they said it was episodes ago and seasons ago that hellhounds have good regenerative properties, like say a werewolf or anything like that, because of the way God made them.
Well, I mean, we also know that they can only be killed by a couple of means, and a random hatchet in the woods is not going to do that.
I don't think she penetrated very much. It was like a slice, so it's not like
It
it went
was enough to
straight in.
piss her off.
Yeah,
Ano-
which is what happened because mommy holds grudges.
Ramsey was its name. Which,
Awesome
Surprised the
name.
cult didn't come into play.
Yeah.
well, the cult is in the Metal Letters, possession.
Yeah, so they're working with them.
Yeah. They could have gone and got it, but you're right. Nah, I don't know. Where was I going?
I think that falls in line with what we said last episode when we were talking about last episode, how the cold would have been an end-all for everything, and that's why it disappeared out of the show, because they would just come to rely on it, and it wouldn't be much of a story after that.
It was kind of, yeah, I guess they didn't want to overuse it as a plot device. It's like, okay, what's, what do we really got to worry about when this can kill all but almost, all but 5 things? It doesn't matter what it is. Like, it's like, oh no, we got this insert name of monster here, let's just shoot it.
We still don't know what those 5 things are. We only know one of them, and it's Lucifer. We're assuming the other is God.
And
yeah.
I'm going to assume another one is Amara.
Well, nobody knew about Amara. She'd been locked away.
True.
I mean, you could probably make her the 6th, because, yes, I mean...
Speaking...
Well, would she be classified as God? Like
She
a
is-
god?
A god, yeah.
So
She's equivalent to
it says
God.
5 things, not 5
Well,
people. So
yeah, you're right,
God
so
would
5
just fall
Yeah.
under the cat.
So
She
maybe
would
just
count under that
gods
category.
in general.
So
Maybe
those
maybe
two,
there are other gods.
archangels, we
can't
could
either.
assume, because if it can't kill Lucifer, we can assume it can't kill the others.
Oh, most of them are God anyways.
Yeah, the rest of them are gone anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
We technically only have one. I mean, 2, but one's crazy.
When they were going
Can
after
kill alphas.
Yeah, when they
So-
were going after Death in Season 5, Crowley gave Dean Death's own scythe, because they had possession of the cult at that time. But they, couldn't use it on Death. I'm going to assume that Death was one of the things it can't kill.
So like the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Yeah, maybe even just the horsemen in general.
So there's 3. If we're counting creatures, there's 3. Whatever.
At this point, it's like... It's almost mute.
No, it's almost a moot point, but... Anyway, Hellhound is pissed. And wants to hunt down Gwen because, hey, Gwen cut her bad with an axe.
You'd be pissed too.
Yeah, so much so that it sneaks into her house behind Sam and Dean. All quiet and stealthy-like, which I guess helps when you're invisible.
But she's also massive. So I'm just trying to figure out how the hell that worked.
How she snuck in the door, while they were closing it without anybody noticing. Behind them without brushing their legs or making a sound.
Unless they can also, contort. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're like those cats that can actually fit
That's what I'm
under
saying,
your
yeah,
door.
no, that's what I'm saying.
Well, I know 2 of you at least in this have lived with a dog. But Kim, have you ever dealt with a dog coming through a door and you not being able to hear its footsteps on the ground?
Never.
Okay, I have dealt with big
Dogs
dogs
are loud.
pretty much all my life. I can say that a dog has slipped in behind me to get outside and run away many, many times without me hearing. And believe me, after that, I'm so pissed off. But that's not relevant, really. But I can say that even though big dogs seem to be clumsy and loud all the time, they can be sneaky at the same time.
But we're talking about an oversized. This is not like a normal sized dog. You're talking probably a maybe an Irish wolfhound sized animal.
I mean,
Maybe
if they
a
have
bear-sized
motivation,
animal.
if they have motivation, they can do it. Just like us, if we have motivation, we can pretty much do anything we want. So, I mean, if that's her prey, she's gonna do everything to get to her.
Yeah, but those nails. She's got some serious nails. You saw them claw into that jacket. Right?
No way it couldn't
There's
click.
no way those nails do not make noise on that wooden floor.
I'm like, right. I was about to say, wasn't it a wooden floor?
I'm thinking of Jurassic Park, the Velociraptor tapping its claw going...
Yeah, that's basically what I'm getting at.
I mean, we've been doing this a long time, and we know that writers and other things, they take shortcuts to conveniently just push the story along. So that's one of these. We're just
Well, of
over
course,
criticizing it.
We just can't help but point out the very blatant flaws.
Yes.
It's called suspension of disbelief. It is
Yes.
something I do not own.
Well, they save Gwen, call Crowley, say, is any of your hellhounds, out and about, because someone's trying to get eaten, and, someone did get eaten, and neither of them sold their souls. And then he just, hold on a sec, please hold. And then, you know,
I like how he was like, they were arguing, and then he's like, please hold, and then all of a sudden he's there. And Gwen, she went back a little bit, and she was like, huh. Like, it just, like, she was shocked, and then she wasn't. And then later on, she was, he seems nice.
Oh, she hugs him even.
I
and he's
love
like,
that. Yeah, like he gets a hug for all his trouble. Like he helped save the day, and he gets a nice big hug.
That's why I want her to stay around. She's like a breath of fresh air. She's just accepting everything as it comes at her. That's also why I'm a little bit suspicious, because
It was very
I think I would be flipping out if there was an invisible dog chasing me and I met the king of hell. I'd be like, flip it. I would put myself in an insane asylum. I would put myself in a straitjacket.
Or when they start talking about Lucifer, she's like, oh, like Lucifer,
as in
like
the devil.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry,
yeah,
he's locked in a cage. Oh, I guess that's good.
Oh, okay.
I think she was more in
Weird.
shock at that point, just accepting everything due to shock.
Maybe.
But I mean,
But she hugged the king of hell.
guy having conversation on cell phone, and you know, here's the fake FBI agent in your house having a conversation on cell phone, and the guy he's talking to just, you know, like without even making a pop sound, just, you know, there's no one there,
Appears.
and then he's there on the phone. It's like hanging up now.
Yeah.
So
It was actually a really funny episode, which I wasn't expecting that, to be honest.
it was kind of giggle worthy.
Did anyone notice that, what is it? Is it Lucille? Is that what the bat's name is?
Yes. I forgot to even, like, it just went right over my head because we started off with a big boom about Lucifer. That first scene with Sam and Dean was so awesome, especially for people who are fans of The Walking Dead, because then not only did they make a reference to Jeffrey Dean Morgan, they had Lucille on their freaking table.
Yeah,
Like, oh, Dad would have really enjoyed this.
Yeah, that's exactly.
yeah.
He's
They
Negan
really went
from
out of their way
Walking
because
Dead.
there was when Walking Dead first started airing this season. Jensen Ackles tweeted a picture of him with the baseball bat in the trunk of the car, and said, "Hey, Dad, look what I found," and tweeted it to Jeffrey Dean Morgan. And you know, he said he tweeted something back, and then
He says, I'm going to
you
get
know,
that
like
back,
a-
son.
yeah, I'm gonna need that back, son, something like that. And then a couple months later, he tweeted back a picture of him in like Romania or something like that, and he said, "Just hunting some vampires. Might need my sons for backup on this one," or something. Like, it was really, really funny. So they have banter all the time back and forth on Twitter, and to get reference like this, you know, on the show, actually do it on the show, is hysterical, because they did it in a way where, you know, it's not referencing The Walking Dead. It's a little throwback to their dad, but if you're in the know, you're in the know, and that's really cool.
And, you know, I haven't watched the season, but I've watched enough to know, and, like, social media and all that, to be in the know. And
Yeah,
for me, I'm not really a fan, but I was just going crazy. I was like, what? I, like, instantly sent Dom a text. I'm like, oh my God, have you watched yet? Just for that scene.
Oh my God. So aside from that, the other good thing is we got a little bit of Hellhound origin lore dropped on us after how many seasons?
That was great.
They were created to be, the Almighty's best friend, and they were too vicious. So they go to put him down, and Lucifer decides, "No, I'm going to save this one," and she's pregnant. Puppies.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're telling me is all current Hellhounds are inbred.
That would explain why they are even more vicious.
Let's see. Other notes to make from this episode is that Sam is still not allowed to drive Baby.
No.
Especially from that not long, but, that slow lecture Dean was giving him. About, how to drive safely. And how to take care of this one, not to let Gwen get hurt and all that. To which Dean comes back to a partially destroyed car. He's got to replace all the windows again.
It's not Sam's fault, though. The dog really wanted Gwen.
Yeah, really did. But it makes me think, the Men of Letters HQ that they're, camped out in, their garage better have an amazing body shop for all the damage that baby goes through.
Dean just knows what he's doing.
Yeah, Dean's always put it back together.
No matter, he knows what he's doing, but no matter how well you know what you're doing, you're going to need a glass shop to supply you with those windshields and windows and all that shit.
I mean, Bobby also had his auto stuff going on, too. So it's like, along with hunting, Dean's always been around some sort of mechanical shop where things get repaired or replaced, redone. Because, I mean, their dad, too, from the very get-go, was a mechanic. Like, we saw from when they went back in flashbacks, he's like, when he first bought Baby, he liked the cars.
True. I don't know, just calling up, be like, yeah, I need a windshield replacement for a 67 Impala. Dude, this is the 6th time, what the fuck? Like, I could just imagine something like that happening. But anyway,
well, they're constantly on the move, so they're probably hitting up different shops every time, stuff like that.
Very true.
So. But didn't Crowley have his own Hellhound? I thought he had one, and then they said, oh, it was much bigger and everything like that. So whatever happened to that Hellhound? Is that different from this one?
No.
No.
Well, yeah, I would say she's not the alpha Hellhound, but his Hellhound definitely was bigger, probably because Crowley kept such good care of it. Probably gave it a little extra meat and bones here and there, too.
Yeah, because I remember that one. They were...
Actually, no, isn't that the one that they killed? Didn't they kill Crowleys?
Might have been,
I think they killed Crowleys.
They may have killed it, because I remember that one episode that, Hellhounds were after them for whatever reason, and Crowley's like, mine's bigger, with, like, his hand at his own shoulder height.
Mm-hmm.
It's because that's the one isn't it the one that Sam killed for the...
It might have been.
The thing?
For the ritual.
So, yeah.
Yeah, actually, I think it was
Where he had to be covered in blood.
I think it was the big one.
So back in season 8?
8, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a while ago.
So if the size of Crowley's Hellhound was up to his shoulder, and this one's bigger...
It wasn't, though.
To be fair, Mark Shepard is a very short man.
There is that.
No, I think
it's true. He's not very tall.
I think he was about the Hellhounds were about the same size. I think they weren't really saying like, yes, she's like the biggest or whatever. It was more that like she was the first that started the line of the rest. She is the alpha.
She's specifically Lucifer's Hellhound.
Yeah.
And she only obeys.
Probably the most powerful as well, so.
Like, yeah, Crowley can't control... Nobody can control it except Lucifer. No. And, okay, it doesn't obey anybody's commands. Anyway, B-plot. Cass, trying to track down Kelly. Gets a good lead with crazy alien lunatic who runs a diner in his really creepy panic room.
And in his murder board.
It's like, reinforced steel, nobody's getting through this. And I'm just, Cass is probably thinking, sure, no, yeah, you're right, I could totally get through that. But...
yeah, he would just poof through it.
It's like,
he
dude,
wouldn't even have to touch the door.
They're aliens. They have ways. Yeah. He gets his footage of a yellow-eyed demon saving Kelly from angels. Figures out it's Dagon, who is known for her psychotic brutality, I think was the exact wording he used, or something along those lines.
That sounds right.
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
So she's the crazy one of the siblings.
She sounds like a fun customer.
If she's the crazy one, that's scary, because if we don't, like...
I know we, what was his name? Azrael?
Azrael was bad.
Ramiel.
Yeah.
Azazel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was crazy. He had his own agenda, whatever. And then, Ramiel was seems like he's the most laid back one so far, because there's another one we have to meet yet.
Yeah, Ramiel was pretty chill.
Dagon, she seems like a normal, I'm gonna go there, female, where she's just doing her job. She has an attitude, a resting bitch face, and all that jazz. So it's,
I don't know.
I don't know. He seemed pretty nice.
The final
Yeah,
one that we
yeah.
haven't met yet, Asmodeus, he's the one that I think is going to be the worst one.
I think he's gonna have a huge temper.
Or he's going to sing show tunes or something completely out of the ordinary.
I mean, Supernatural is one of the only CW shows so far this season of shows that hasn't told us that they're doing a musical yet.
Anyway, before we
They
get...
already did a musical for
Yes.
their 200th episode.
Hey, they
Was it
could
good
always do
enough?
another one.
Was
But anyway...
I don't remember. Really? I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was the play. It was the whole stage
Oh,
I
God.
don't mean no. That's not. I mean,
Talking
I
about
don't-
like,
an actual.
play. It was a musical.
are you talking like Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Yes.
Freaking,
Yeah.
That's what she's
No, I know
talking
what you're talking about, but that episode was still a musical. Well, it was not Sam and Dean singing, but it was still a musical.
I want Sam and Dean singing.
Considering they all sing, and every time any like convention or anything, they're always playing music and singing and
Yes.
doing stuff.
Jensen has an amazing voice, and he's very musically talented. I mean, he hasn't done any Broadway stuff, but I mean, it would still be really entertaining.
Yes, it would. Sorry, I'm watching a cat go absolutely crazy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know.
It's a
She
little...
was trying to just right now. She just tried to jump up at the window.
Yeah,
and
she
didn't make
missiled
it, and she
past
was
me
hanging
both times. It's
there.
very distracting. I apologize.
Yeah, sorry.
So while Cass is, out and about hunting, he runs into another angel named Kelvin. And, Kelvin wants to help Cass. Also even convinces him, hey, if you help deliver Kelly and her Satan-spawn unborn demon child's head, then Joshua, a name we haven't heard in a while, will let you back into heaven. Considering Joshua is now apparently in charge-ish.
Cass, it's a trap.
It's a tarp.
Not only is it a trap, but you don't need heaven anymore, Cass. You have your family, and they care about you, unlike the angels up in heaven. They don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm. You can come and go as you please and all that other stuff. It's like, oh, it really is a trap. Like, if it meant you could fly again, you got your wings back, you could vaporize people with your light lasers from your hands and all that fun shit, then...
It's just like with everything that's gone on last season with God and his sister and all that, the angels should know that God's around. So there should be no more monkey business,
There really should be no more monkey business.
I mean, he did say he was going again to reconnect with his sister, so, I mean, it's possible he's galaxies away, but, I mean, yes, they know that he's still in existence. He just didn't poof. He's around, He could be back at any time. They don't know, and if they're going to be assholes, then he can just stomp them to the ground kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he did lock them out of heaven when he came back, right? Or was that somebody else? No, never mind. He said he wasn't going to be bringing back any of the archangels because it would take too long.
Right, yeah.
It was that.
Yeah, it's too
sorry.
much work.
Yeah.
Too much work. So yeah, that's a total trap right there, I think.
Mhm. I think we're all in agreement that, Cass, you shouldn't fall for that shit.
No.
Stop being so naive. You should be over that.
You should be over that by now, but he's not.
No.
Anyway, Lucy is chained up, muzzled up, all that fun stuff. When
That was a funny
Kinky.
thing.
He
the
was
two
like,
demons, Thomas and I apparently forgot the other one's name and didn't write it down, they break into the room as like, I told you.
wasn't it Alex or something?
I think it was Alex or Anthony.
You know
or
what?
something
It doesn't
like that.
matter.
It doesn't
We're
really
never
matter.
seeing them again.
Exactly.
Yeah,
He is
that's
a
true.
cloud of dust.
They are both a cloud of dust.
I was like, all right, the one that is totally making a deal with him right now, he's fucking done as soon as Lucifer goes.
Oh, yeah.
Lucifer's probably going to keep the other one around, because he kept his mouth shut and he wanted nothing. I was like, yeah. And then he just got really weird, as
It's
he
like,
put it.
looks at him, puts his fingers up, he's like, sorry, man, like, no witness, I can't leave witnesses. No, I totally understand. Destroy me, destroy me, my lord. Oh, destroy me, like, however he put it. It's like,
My soul is. He made it. He made it all.
my
like,
soul is
creepy.
yours to devour.
Yeah.
Now he just made it weird. And he, like, stares at him for, like, 5 seconds, like, no.
That scene was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I just,
And Crowley
So-
gets back, finds him loose. You know, Lucifer's whole display of power there. Like, you know, bye, Crowley.
Archangels, angels, la 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 la.
I'm about to smite you into next century or whatever. And then Crowley snaps his fingers and no more Lucifer power.
wow.
And then snaps his finger again and breaks his arm. And then breaks his other arm.
That at
No.
all. I was just like, holy shit, Crowley. You
So now we
are-
know what they did to his vessel.
Yeah.
Hey,
Not
Crowley-
only did
Yeah,
they strengthen it,
infused the cage into his vessel.
so he wasn't in the cage. He
The cage
was,
is in him.
He exactly.
He is the game.
He is the cage. Which, you know, not only did they, you know, they fixed his vessel so it won't deteriorate anymore. They also made him a prisoner in his own body.
Hey, they said they fucked around with his vessel on the molecular level like 2-3 episodes ago. They weren't kidding.
I wasn't expecting this sort of level.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm just expecting the prolonged, like, it's forever to be
Mhm.
his vessel.
He really is Crowley's bitch right now.
Mhm.
On the bright side, we don't have to worry about any more actors replacing Mark Pellegrino.
Very
true.
true.
This is true.
His schedule probably opened up, and he was like, I want to keep doing this. This is fun.
I mean, who's
It may
to
not have
say-
even been his schedule. His schedule may have been open this whole time. They just wanted to take the story in a different direction.
True.
You know, it does not mean he wasn't available.
So yeah, that's fun. It's going to be fun,
Oh,
especially
boy.
when he breaks out of that.
I don't.
If he can manage that.
I don't know how he's going to, yeah.
Yeah,
neither.
I can't speculate on how he's gonna do that.
I already know. Is
So
it not
Crowley?
obvious? No, is it not obvious? He's gonna need Sam and Dean's help.
Oh, God.
And they're
But
going to
they-
do it for whatever stupid reason.
They're gonna be backed up into a
because
corner.
it's gonna tie back to Cass, and you know.
And the baby. It's gonna be something to do with the baby.
It's like,
It's probably gonna have something to do with their mom too.
you
Oh,
want to
yeah.
kill me, I can't die if I'm stuck in this vessel the way it is, so you're going to have to free me from its magic and then kill me.
Yep,
Or
the
some-
same way that Rowena freed him from the cage in the first place. That's how to get him out.
Anyway,
Can they not, please? That would be great.
oh yeah, Sam, I almost forgot about this point. Sam confesses to Dean, you know, it's not been a computer telling me where to go for the last 2 weeks for, like, you know, hunts and jobs and stuff like that. It's the British men of letters.
See, I
He
soon
took
as,
it rather well.
He
Yeah, that's what
did.
I was gonna say. I was like, you know, I saw, you know, he was getting the messages at first. I'm like, oh man, when Dean finds out, he's gonna crucify you. And then Dean just like, just gave him a
Computers, man.
look, you know, like whatever.
I think Dean came to the exact same conclusion that Sam did at the time of the Alpha dying,
Yeah.
and he did. He told Sam to just choose a side. Right? Those are his own words. Choose a side. Sam
Right.
chose one. Dean can't get mad at him now, you know,
No.
because he literally told him to choose a side.
It's true.
And Sam had a great
And-
point. They get results. An alpha, you know, the alpha vampire is dead. Like,
And see, like, I remember Dean like itching when they were doing the vampire episode last week. He was itching to get out there, and he wanted to kill something because all the news from his mom and stuff, it was just infuriating him. And then he goes there. It's like a montage of them, like just, and then the whole Lucille scene. Like he just was so happy. He was hunting back to back to back. He didn't want to stop. He didn't want to shower. He was gross.
he was
He
covered
had
in...
siren.
He had ghoul
Oh, that was
blood,
so
werewolf
gross,
hair, and
you know.
siren pieces in his hair. Like,
Exactly. He was just so enthused. He was happy. So like.
How many sirens have we come across in this show?
one a long
Yeah.
time ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's what
want
I'm
to say
saying,
season
like-
2.
Like I almost don't even remember sirens in the supernatural lore.
Oh,
I
no. That was
There
fine.
have been...
That was
No.
the Banshee.
There have been a lot of... Yeah, Banshee, there was
Same
only a
thing.
one-off kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
There have been a lot of
Sarah's
one-off
the
monsters.
Banshee.
More or
like-
less.
No.
I think it's also like he realized, oh yeah, he's upset, kind of like feeling a tiny bit betrayed that Sam
Season
was
4.
getting
Season 4
Sam
was,
was
a
getting
siren,
these
jeez.
messages from Mick in the
Okay,
British
yeah,
Men of
yeah.
Letters, but at the same time he's happy because he's working.
He's working and he's getting to kill monsters again.
And it's constant. It's not them actually doing the research and trying to find these leads. The leads are coming to them.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
They're just getting texted the leads, and it's just like, oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, it was season 4, episode 14, called Sex and Violence. It's the only time we've ever seen a siren. They have not even been mentioned again until this episode.
So do you think we're going to be seeing another siren, maybe?
Doubt it.
Probably not.
Dang.
There's a lot of things that they one-off mentioned, and maybe mentioned again here and there. Like, we've only seen a Wraith once, but they've been mentioned a few times.
Okay, so there's a Banshee that was last season. I'm like, no, okay, it was a Banshee last season.
Yeah.
Which is shocking that they waited 11 seasons to do a Banshee, and I think I said that last season, last year when we did that podcast.
Yeah.
Anyway, next episode is called Ladies Drink Free. Sam and Dean let Mick Davies tag along on a case as they search for a werewolf, and watching the promo, he is as hilariously inept as you think he is. The three men run into Claire Novak. Hey, look, Cass's adopted daughter. Cass's Vessel's daughter.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Also working...
And she's back.
Mm-hmm. Also working the hunt. However, the reunion is short-lived after Claire is bitten, and the brothers race to find a way to help her before she turns.
So is she going to end up going to live with Garth?
Garth even alive anymore?
We don't know.
I have
Thought he
no
was.
idea. I'm pretty sure he was, because I almost think they name-dropped him not too long ago. It might have been at the beginning of the season.
Mm.
It may have been at that Hunter reunion, I think, that
Maybe,
they had.
yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
I mean...
That's a
if we're-
werewolf, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's living with a pack.
And it was at one point that, watching the promo, Claire says, your exchange student sucks. Obviously referring to Mick, which...
Mm.
Looks like it's going to be another funny episode. Which I'm down for.
It's probably the dynamic with Mick and him slowing Sam and Dean down. And Dean's going to be the one to point it out all the time. It's going to be like he killed Hitler, you know?
He hasn't mentioned that in a while. He really
It's
needs
true.
to.
He hasn't.
We've mentioned it more than he
I've
has.
killed
I think the last time he was like at the end of an episode, and he turned around and he's like, "Oh yeah, I killed him."
Hey, Mom,
It
Mom.
was when,
It's just like him and Mary in the room just poking him. Mom, Mom.
He was walking on the beach with somebody, wasn't he? When he said that was the last time he said it?
I think so, yeah.
Who was he with? I can't even remember. Oh my goodness. But yeah, he hasn't said it in a while.
No, it's I'm gonna look it up. How many times has Dean said?
It's not going to be an astronomical amount, but I mean...
I think on that note,
Only
that's our
been, like,
show.
2. Yeah.
I think we're done. Yeah. Dean killed Hitler. Dom, where can they find you?
DeanKilledHitler.com at Phenomenon. PhenomedOM.
Nikki, where can they find you?
On Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyVenom24.
And Kim, where can they find you?
Also on Twitter is at HUFFITY,
You can find me on Twitter at Thilladren, THILLADREN. You can find all of us on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, MySpace, and YouTube at ASOTV Podcast. You can follow us at those places for some more podcasts or some of your favorite TV shows, movies, and games. Thank you all for watching.
DeanKilledHitler.com.
Did you like make it?
Does not exist.
Ah.
The last two that you mentioned don't exist either, and they still don't exist after you said that we can find you there, so...
Well, you gotta keep looking.